Hello and welcome to 1111 Oracle. And of course, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel and for coming back to check out this video, which is all about what does love have in store for you within the next upcoming few weeks, few months, and all the way up until a year's time from now. So we're going to take a look and see what love has in store for you, whether you're attached or single. Okay, now before I hop into the reading, you might be interested to know that I'm doing a really special Valentine's promotion for readings and services. And so it's different than my usual promotion, which is 50% off, 50. But for my Valentine's promotion, I am going to offer all of my readings and services, any reading and service, for only $22. So if you contact me now for a reading and you share a photo of a screenshot of your subscription to my channel, then I will grant you a reading, any reading or service of your choice for only $22 USD. Now, if you would rather do an email reading, which is I'm offering $1 a question reading, you can ask as many questions as you want. And if you're interested in that, of course, email me and we can go from there and plan it out. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. All right, now the Valentine's Day promotion is going to last up until the 22nd of February. Now, you can book a reading for after that, but you have to let me know between now and the 22nd of February that you are interested in a Valentine's Day reading. Okay, so expiry on that, 22nd of February. Mark it in your calendars. Don't forget to email me if you would like a super discounted reading for only $22. Okay, and let's go on to the choices. So we have my beautiful air plants with us today. They wanted to make an appearance, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 air plants, 5 choices. So take a look and see which one you are drawn to, which air plant is calling your name, and we'll see what is in store for you in the department of love. All right. Okay, we will start with number 1. Just let me get you in view here. Okay. There we go. Okay, number 1. Let's see. So I'm going to shuffle your cards, and let's see what love has in store for you. Well, so interesting. Okay, I'm going to show you your cards here. The the 8 of Wands, although it's interesting that I said the 8 of Cups, because there's some energy that you have been ignoring. If you're in a committed relationship or you're attached, there may be certain things about your relationship that need to heal, that you're not taking into consider, that you're just trying to ignore that they exist, even though they keep persisting. So you'll want to pay attention to some of the energies surrounding those things that you are ignoring. All right, sorry to be so blunt. Now, don't get scared. This is actually a very interesting card in this context. The Devil. Okay, like I said, don't get scared, don't get scared. Okay, and again, you have some intense cards, but don't get scared. Now, I don't usually read reversals, but this one wanted to come out reversed. So we have the Death card reversed. All right, so something is stagnating. So there's some stagnating waters here, my friend. And we have to clear them up. Whoops, not yet. Something is wanting to come to an end. There's a certain, certain negative habits and patterns. Either whether you're single or not, there's certain things that you're doing or that you're attracting, certain energies that you are attracting right now that certainly want to come to an end, but for whatever reason, you're just putting it off. There's a few different scenarios that come through here. Okay, keep in mind this is a general reading, so you'll have to take the message and apply it to your situation and how it resonates with you. Of course, take what resonates and leave the rest. What I get for some of you is if you are single, you're focusing too much on the wrong person. They're not giving you the time of day, or they're not paying attention to you, and you keep focusing on them, hoping that they're going to come around and give you the commitment that you are so hoping for. If this is your case and you're not actually in a committed relationship with this person, the universe is really encouraging you, Spirit is really encouraging you to turn your gaze elsewhere, and that once you do, you have like 5 suitors at your door type of thing. Like, there's so much positive communication coming in for you that, you're a hot tamale, right? You think that because this one person maybe is not giving you the attention that you so deserve, and as far as in in a loving being in a loving relationship, then trust me, there are others who would be more than happy to fill that person's shoes. So no, you are not alone. No, you will not die alone. I hear some of you thinking that. Don't be silly now. You will find your person within the year if you're single, and you will go on some interesting dates and you're going to have a lot of fun, but you have to be willing to look in a different direction than the one that you have been looking in. Now, the Devil card can also point to contracts, commitment, and marriage. A little bit of a strange connection there, right? However, when you think of marriages, it kind of makes sense. Marriages do require a lot of work. So if you are ready for a commitment, you have to be ready to put in the work. And, at a certain point past the honeymoon phase, is this someone that you're going to want to be with? Are there quirks, the things that annoy you? Are the cons less than the pros type of thing? Do you see this as a long-term commitment? Do you see this as a partnership that you can build off of? If yes, great. If this is a passionate, fleeting sort of hot and cold type of deal here, where you're not sure where you stand, but when things are good, they're really hot and heavy type of thing, you might want to reconsider whether this person is marriage material and if they can withstand the tides of time. Now, for those of you who are attached, whether you're single or you're attached, these messages, of course, can still be applied to you. It's just that, there are specific messages that you'll hear coming through for you and that you'll need to pay extra attention to if you are, single. And when I mention singles messages, or attached, and I mentioned attached messages. But like I said, these are messages that will and do apply to you in all senses, but there's an extra important need to focus when I do mention, which category you fall into, I guess you can say. So if you are attached, the extra emphasis for you is not necessarily that there's an ending, although I do get a couple of different stories. For some of you, it very well may be that you have tried and tried and tried, and you're trying to hold on to something that just needs to end. And if that doesn't sound right, and if it sort of scares you, it doesn't sound good, or if it doesn't sound right, that's the best word that we can use. If the information that I'm sharing doesn't sound right when I say that, things need to end, then this message is not for you by all means, because there's another interpretation that I'm going to bring to the table as well. I'm just providing different interpretations based on the different energies that are tuning in to number one. So for some of you, this could very well be the end. Now, when this end happens, you're going to have a lot of support and a lot of people around you. And all of a sudden, you have a world of happiness and freedom that opens up with a lot more opportunity and possibility in love. So that all of a sudden, you free yourself up from a connection that didn't serve you anymore, doesn't serve you anymore, and you'll find that in the next year, or this year, up to a year's time from now, you'll find that you're going to be attracting all kinds of people to you who are going to be very drawn to you, want to talk to you, who want to spend time with you, who want to get to know you, and you're going to have your pick. So if anyone's telling you something else, that you're always going to be alone, or if you're in a relationship where someone is gaslighting you and telling you that no one would pick you if it weren't for me, I'm the only one that would pick you. I mean, those are all lies to manipulate and control you, and to put you in a lower vibration so you feel badly about yourself, and so that you stay within the connection. This is a manipulation tactic, of course, used by the other person in order to keep you in a fear state so that you don't leave and evolve and grow as a person, that you are meant to become. So I would ask that you listen to your heart and ignore the negativity, the lies that might be coming from someone else, and know that that is absolutely not true. You are not going to end up alone if you leave this connection. There are many others who are just like as if you were single. There are many others, right? You see the same message there, who would welcome you into their lives with open arms. They would be so happy to be your suitor, and so you'll have many. Basically, for everyone in this reading, is that you have many possibilities within the spectrum of love, whether that means you have many suitors coming up, and here's the other interpretation. The other interpretation is that, if you are in a relationship where things have been sort of up and down, this is what I'm getting for, actually, I'm not going to say most people, but a good, almost, I want to say, a quarter of the people tuning in. I don't know where I'm getting this information. This is a random download coming through. It would be interesting to be able to verify that. But anyhow, this is kind of what I'm feeling out. A quarter of you tuning in are actually just on the verge of ending a cycle. But it's like you keep having to make this decision, and you keep going back to old habits and old ways. So there's something that needs to be fixed within your relationship. There's something that needs to heal, and there's something that you both need to move on from. So it's not so much death to the relationship itself, but death to the relationship in the way that you knew it, with all of its complications and problems and toxicity that need to be healed. So you're going to be coming into a stronger phase with a lot of positive communication. That's how I would interpret the Eight of Wands in this case. A lot of positive communication, a lot of understanding, being on the same wavelength as each other, and a lot of possibility for growth within within your union. A healthy, if you're not married yet, this would be the reading to indicate that, if the last interpretation resonated the most for you, this is really this is really where I say that yes, your marriage, you are going to get married, or if you are in a marriage, then your marriage is getting stronger. Now, this does require work. This does require hard work. This does require vigilance on both sides. So take a look at the devil in a different way. The devil is, in astrology, is associated with the planet Saturn. Okay, and Saturn is all about hard work. Wherever your Saturn is placed, that's, usually an area of your life that can be very challenging, or an area where you need to work especially hard. So if you're interested, you can take a look at your birth chart calculator online. You can see where your Saturn falls. So the devil, Saturn, what would this mean in terms of relationship? Well, it means that maybe your union is one that has a lot of karmic energies within it. That doesn't mean, by the way, that if you're in a relationship with a lot of sort of karmic patterns, that you are going to that's it. I heard that somewhere. Everyone has their own opinion. I don't necessarily believe that. My opinion is, you can't really judge from the outside. Each relationship is different. And you can have a relationship that has a lot of karmic patterns within it. That doesn't mean that it is fated to end, okay? It really depends on the both of you. Are you maybe coming into this lifetime to work out the karmic past between you two, and then, of course, to heal that and create a stronger foundation? This is not impossible, but it requires a lot of hard work, just like any marriage. And let's be real, okay? If you're going to go into, now this is important information for group 1, okay? If you're going to go into a relationship, whether you are single or attached, all right, and you're going into a relationship blindly because you're just attracted to the person and there's a lot of passion and romance at the beginning, that's fine. That's great. Have fun with it. But just remember that beyond all that passion and romance, there needs to be a little bit more substance. There needs to be respect of boundaries. There needs to be, you need to be in line with the other person's philosophies and ideas to a certain extent, where you need to see eye to eye when building a foundation for perhaps a future family, of how to raise the kids, etc. So there's a lot of work, not to mention that when you come into any kind of union with someone, whether that be in a romantic sense or not, your personalities are going to clash at one point. We do not come into these perfect, happy-go-lucky unions. I would say that those are more rare. But more common is that you are going to argue. You are going to disagree. And these disagreements are just what you need, actually, to allow you to understand a different perspective from your own, and then to grow, to let go of your defenses, your ego attachments, which can come across as egotistical sometimes, depending. I'll give you an example. If you're in a relationship and at first everything is rosy, but then after you get settled with the person, then you discover that, they start to leave their socks on the ground or their underwear on the ground. Maybe you can say something, but at the end of the day, you have to determine, is it really worth getting very upset and creating more of a chaotic atmosphere in the home based on silly little things like maybe someone leaving their socks on the ground? I get that might be upsetting, but maybe you have to also look at what that person does. Nobody's perfect. So what are all the wonderful things that person does do? And if they have some quirks, I'm sure you also have quirks that annoy them, and you have to keep that in mind. So it's a give and take. It's learning to let go of certain ways of doing things. When you live on your own, you can decide to do things however you feel like doing them. Now, when you're with someone, that person might not like that, you leave the cupboards open, or you leave your socks on the ground, or maybe that person, it could work towards you as well, in the other direction, right? Or maybe that person, doesn't like the way you respond sometimes when they, maybe have a certain way of responding or a certain way of reacting that they don't like. And you are both teaching each other how to get along. You're basically learning how to align yourself with the other person's energy. So this is why I say your relationship, any relationship that you get into, requires work. So are you willing to put in the work? If you are expecting to come into a relationship that is easy peasy, where everyone gets along, it's harmonious, and there are no disagreements, then good luck finding one like that in the first place. And second of all, I question whether you would actually benefit in the long run from that kind of relationship. I think it would probably even get a little boring, and you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't grow as a person. You wouldn't be learning anything. You wouldn't grow. Now, disagreement doesn't have to be heated. It could just be someone says, hey, you know what? I don't like how you did this or said this, and it made me feel like that. And then you can, have a conversation about it. And these things happen all the time in relationships. And it's important to acknowledge each other's language of love. All right, it's important to acknowledge how the other person wants to be shown affection, what is important to that other person, and is the way they want to be shown affection, is that something that you will do? Okay, maybe someone is very affectionate and they like to have a lot of hugs. Maybe someone isn't so affectionate, but they need you to be practical with them and plan things. Maybe that, take care of things around the house, and for them that shows them that you care, right? So you have to know the other person's language of love, and when you can align yourself with them, that's where we can really get the ball moving here. So for this group, what I will say is, yes, there is this great possibility of commitment here, but it is really up to you at the end of the day. It's up to you whether you can let go of the negative patterns of thoughts, behaviors, or just even ending things with someone who's not giving you anything back. It depends on your situation here. But the thing that has to happen is something needs to end. A cycle is closing, a new one is beginning. So you have to have a think about, what is it exactly that needs to end? Because once you can figure that out, and once you can move beyond this past or this mentality or this person or whatever it is that's holding you back, okay, then you are going to have so much possibility for positive communication, for growth, for many dates if you're single, for getting to know a lot of different kinds of personalities and people, and, having different flirtations. And, again, if you're single, if you're not, well, then it would just be, perhaps, just like I said, opening up that communication, that harmony between each other, and then maybe going on a lot of dates as well. So this is a fun year for you if you let go of what needs to be let go of. That is up to you. And if you can do that, then commitment awaits with the right person if you are willing to put in the work. Commitment is not a joke, all right? You're lining yourself with another human being, right? That person becomes your family. And love, respect, understanding, cooperation, teamwork, good times, good moods, bad moods, all of it all of it. Okay, if this is not something that you want, and if you only want just like passion and romance and flings, then that's not necessarily going to bring you towards a solid commitment. That doesn't mean that you don't get those things. It just means that there's a lot more beyond the passion and the romance in order to build a solid, committed, foundational relationship. Especially if you're building a family, you need stability there, right? Okay, so this can be yours. This relationship, this commitment can be yours, but it's up to you. You got to put in the work, and if you're willing to let go of what doesn't serve you, then you can find yourself in a really awesome, awesome, awesome place. So I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I look forward to reading for you in a future video. See you later. Hello, number 2. Okay, number 2. So let's see what love has in store for you. Let's shuffle the cards for you there. What does love have in store for you? Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. You have 4 cards. Spirit was saying 4. So, 3 of Pentacles. The Fool is actually great in this situation here. The Knight of Wands and the 6 of Cups. There's a couple of different possibilities, but the main one that I feel is that an old lover is returning to you in order to start anew with you. Something that possibly didn't work out in the past, something that did have a promise to have a good foundation, but for whatever reason, circumstance, etc., I'm feeling for some of you there was some sort of family obligation or family imposition in the way of this union happening. Oh, sorry. I gotta get that card that fell. Hold on a moment. Okay, but this old lover is coming towards you. Now, if you don't feel that that is the case, that there's an old lover coming towards you, it could just mean that there's a renewal in a current relationship. For the most part, whether you're single or attached, there is this is a union with someone that you are already know, and so there is this this return of love, this return of positive, firm grounding within the relationship. There is a possibility of teamwork, of working together, of things working out for the better. And so in this next few weeks, months, etc., you can expect either a renewal in your current relationship or a new beginning, or an old lover that returns. Now, if it wasn't an old lover, it could be a friend that you get together with, that you've always had feelings with. And what does love have in store for you? Well, love says that you didn't get the opportunity to be together in the past for whatever reason, but now things are changing. Now things are different. Now is the right time. Divine timing is on your side now, and you get to be with this person. You get to enjoy this relationship, this friendship that could never be something more, or this lover that needed to go on their separate journey or path for a time. Okay? Or if you're single, not if you're single. This is a single, or I guess, if you're attached. I'm like, what am I saying? If you're attached, then it would be a renewal in the relationship that you're currently in. If there was a separation or anything like that, if you were in an argument, if things weren't going well, then this is the time period where you're going to come back together and you're going to build it right this time. That's what I'm feeling. Whatever didn't work out the first time, or whatever wasn't able to come to pass the first time, you're going to get the opportunity to do it right this time. That's why you guys are coming together. You're coming together very seriously to learn from your mistakes, to not repeat the same mistakes, and to start off kind of like back to the drawing board, but in a good way. We're starting off from scratch. We're doing it again, but we're going to do it right. And we're going to move forward in respect and love and fun. And I just see a really adventurous new beginning for you. This love that is coming into your life, whether current and you're sort of separated, or maybe just a little argument when you're in a no talk kind of time, right? We're not talking to each other. You're going to come back and you're going to start talking again, and everything is going to be fine. So don't worry. Don't get too overwhelmed by it. Everything will work out. This person is going to also inspire you and motivate you and be your rock that you need in your own spiritual journey, in your own career path. There is a certain aspect of your life where this person is really going to support you. This is an aspect of your life that is outside of the realm of romance, of love, and this person is going to really, really support you in that, giving you that strength. They see that you do very well in a partnership. Now, you like being by yourself, and sometimes you say, well, you know what, I'd rather be by myself. It's less complicated. I don't have to deal with anyone, and I get it, and it's fair. But you know that there's only a certain amount of time where you can be by yourself comfortably, not in a relationship. And then you start to feel a little lonely and antsy, and wondering when will be your time when you're with a person that really cares about you in a healthy union. So I'm coming here to say that this person that really cares about you, this healthy union that is begging to happen here, is someone that you possibly already know, that is either returning to you or an old friend from the past that, for whatever reason, your circumstances did not allow you to get together, and now you are finally in a place where you are going to be able to come together. And this year is going to be a fun one for you, of trying out new things together, of going on adventures when you can, even if it's just a little road trip, or even if it's just a fun little walk around the neighborhood to a new part of town or whatever. You're going to try maybe new foods together. You're going to go shopping together, even if it's just online. You're going to buy things for each other. It's just a very exciting time, and you're really going to have this cooperative, harmonious connection, because you'll have known, what not to do, and you'll know what to do this time. You both, I see, have done a significant amount of healing on yourselves, and so the universe is saying it's time. But, I mean, it might not be time right immediately now, because this is a prediction for up to a year from now, but it is coming if it's not coming right now. And when it does come, what that means is, you don't have to be healed 100% from whatever was ailing you in the past, but this says that you are going to be in a place where you're feeling a lot more grounded, a lot more comfortable in your own skin, and you'll have done a significant amount of work on just loving yourself. So you're going to be in a higher vibration, and you will, because you're going to be in that higher vibration, we're linked, right, energetically to one another. That person will feel that you're in that higher place as well, and then you'll both come together because you'll have both done this beautiful healing work separately. Now, if you are familiar with the term twin flame, I know some people are not really into that theory, and that's totally fine. I think it's a fascinating theory. I don't know where I stand on it anymore. It's important to question. Let me know what you think about the concept of twin flames. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you disagree with it. I know that there are a lot of people who stay in connections that they believe are twin flame connections, but that are actually very abusive, and they just keep staying in with the hopes that it's going to work out. Now, I don't see this as being you, okay? I see this as you have worked a lot of things out already, and you will have worked out even more when it's your time to come into union with that person. But as far as any toxicity is concerned, you'll really have worked that out prior. So I see this as a brand new beginning and a fresh new start to say, let's do this again. Let's do this right. Turn the page. This is just really exciting. I'm really, really very happy for you. I think this person really cares, really wants to make things happen. You guys are both coming towards each other on a more level playing field, much more mature about what love is and how to approach a relationship in a more adult way. You guys are you're really ready. You're really ready for each other. You're ready to work together, and you're ready to give it another go. So that is your reading, or if it's not another go, sorry, it could be the go that never was possible. The go that never was. The go that never was, but that will be. All right. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I look forward to reading for you in a future video. See you later. Hello, number 3. Number 3, let's take a look here and see what we have. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we'll see what love has in store for you. Whoops. So we're going to do that. What does love have in store for you? Number 3. Okay. This one wants to come out. So I just wanted 2. Okay. That. Okay. Spirit is telling me 2 cards for you. So let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. We have the Queen of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. Now, this is what I'm seeing. It's going to sound a little unconventional. There's a couple things that I'm seeing here. I'm sorry I hope that light isn't blinding you in the background. Okay, the blinding light of Spirit. Ooh, no. Okay, so really interesting. I see a couple of things. Okay, so I'm gonna bring both options to the table for you. The first one is that you're actually going to be coming more into alignment with yourself, and actually realizing this year that you don't really need anyone else. And you might have been a serial dater in the past and gone from one relationship to the next. So actually this year might be all about enjoying your own company and really coming into alignment with Spirit and becoming very, very, very connected to a higher power in your spirit guides. So the focus this year may not be necessarily so much on love, romantic love, but more so self-love, and that love in communion with the spirit world and those that are spiritually watching over you. That is one interpretation. Now, for both interpretations, we have messages that are going to coincide with each, okay? But I just want to get the very base stories out of the way, and then we'll dig in a little deeper for some of the more interesting messages. The next interpretation here is that if you are actually homosexual and you are in particular a lesbian, you might be falling for either an older woman or a younger woman, depending. Okay, and there may be a possibility to come into a very flirtatious, passionate relationship with another woman. Okay, now if you're bi, this could go for you as well, and it can also be that maybe you're experimenting with trying out a relationship with the same sex. Now, if you are a guy and you're watching this video, it could be that the first interpretation applies to you, but it could also be, to be fair, that you are going to be coming into union. What I'm seeing is with someone who is particularly effeminate. If you are homosexual and you're a guy, then you might be coming into union with someone who is more demonstrates more very feminine traits, at least in appearance. So now let's go into the reading a little bit more. So let's see. Either way, whether you're falling into the first category or not, what's going to be happening this year for you is very interesting. Where Spirit says love happens on a personal level first. You cannot expect another to fill the gap that you have inside of you. You have to fill that gap yourself first. That is too much pressure for someone else to always fill that emptiness that you may feel within you. Now, it is also too codependent, and it is hard on you, because if you don't learn to be strong within yourself and to love yourself first and to heal that empty space within yourself first and to fill it with love, then you're going to feel very empty just a lot of the time. It's not good for your mental health, for your emotional well-being. And expecting somebody else to do it for you takes away from your own self-empowerment. Spirit is wanting you to empower yourself this year and to remind you that you hold the power to love yourself, that you don't need someone else. So this is whether you are coming into union with someone else or not, you hold the power, you do, okay, to love yourself, to heal yourself. You know, be your own best date. Be your own best date for today, for Valentine's Day, right? Be your own best partner, best friend in this world. Spirit is also talking about union with your higher self, really coming into this alignment with the best version of yourself. You're going to come out in a year's time from now, you're going to come out of all of your experiences feeling very beautiful, feeling very empowered, feeling very on top of the world, and feeling just like, you know, you have this inner peace and inner love inside of you that you don't need to look on the outside in order to, you know, in order to get that love, because you already have built it on the inside of yourself, right? And that structure, that foundation A strong relationship is built with two strong people. Let me repeat that. A strong relationship is built. Now, to be fair, we can have a polyamorous relationship. There's all kinds of possibilities. I don't want to rule that out, but that being said, strong relationships are built with strong people who have strong foundations within themselves. No judgment here, because relationships are very difficult, and being a human is very difficult. And let me take the incense and change it out here. And so Spirit is giving you an opportunity this year to become very spiritually inclined, to really connect with prayer or meditation. You are going to actually heighten your psychic abilities this year. Heighten. Very powerful psychic abilities that are lying dormant within you. And I think what I'm getting is that a lot of the relationships in the past, a lot of the relationships that you've had in the past have just blinded you to your inner divinity. Not that the people you were in connection with were not allowing you to see who you were, but it's just that you were putting all of the focus on that person. You're putting all of this focus on this person, and because of that, you were sidetracked from yourself. You could ignore yourself because you can just melt into the other person. Well, Spirit is saying, not this time around. This time around, we want you to take a little break. We want you to take some time for self-care, for self-love. That's not to say that you don't have the possibility of coming into union with someone else this year. Like I mentioned, there is the other possibility. Now, if you are heterosexual and you're not interested in dating the same sex, then that's fine. Of course, you have to be you, right? Then in that case, you can still come into union with someone else, of the opposite sex. But the message that's coming through right now from Spirit wants to focus more on self-love first. And they want to remind you that you still have this part of yourself within you that needs to heal before anything happens. And so this is going to be a very powerful year of connecting, communing with the spirit world. Like I said, your psychic abilities are going to grow tenfold this year. You're really going to delve deep within your mind to heal some of the broken patterns that you've created over the years, that you've conditioned yourself, to think that you're not good enough, you're not powerful, you're not this, you're not that. You're coming into this alignment with your higher self where you're going to be healing all of those broken parts of you. That is really, really beautiful. You have the High Priestess. The High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. You're going to also, beyond just love, I feel that if you are female, you are going to be coming into, some kind of a sisterhood or deep friendship with others like you who are also psychic, a community of women. Maybe you're into certain earth-based religions. Maybe you're into witchcraft. Maybe you're into, you go to a certain church, or you go to maybe a yoga studio where you meditate together. But there's going to be some community, some sisterhood. Now, if you're not a girl, don't worry. This would just mean more for you. I feel that, yes, you could be coming into contact with more spiritual people and forming a community, but I feel more so that you're going to be also harnessing the inner feminine within you, the power of the divine feminine. You are really going to be coming into a deeper awareness and appreciation of that feminine part of you. Of course, we are all a mix of both feminine and masculine qualities. All right. And you can look very feminine and have a lot of masculine qualities. You can look very masculine and have a lot of feminine qualities. We're not talking about appearance here. We're talking about certain qualities. And some qualities that are considered more feminine are everything to do with the right side of your brain. So, you have your imagination and your intuition, your psychic abilities, your, nighttime, right? So the yin of the yang would be daytime, active, plan, schedule, right? Masculine. Those are masculine qualities. And, right, you can have a lot of masculine qualities and be a woman. You can have a lot of feminine qualities and be a man. Masculine and feminine have nothing to do with being a male or female per se. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. But yes, you are going to be, your psychic abilities are going to be heightened. So I'm very, very excited for you, because you're going to be coming into this beautiful alignment with spirit this year, this beautiful loving union with yourself. And through that, you will birth beautiful possibilities with connections with others. Okay, so it was a little bit more about self-love you're reading than romantic love on the whole. That doesn't mean that there's not a possibility for love with another person. It just means that for most of you, Spirit just wants you to focus more so on your connection with Spirit, your connection with other spiritual individuals, your connection with yourself, and learning to really love yourself despite everything, despite being human and making mistakes. We all have to learn this hard lesson sometimes. Not sometimes, a lot of the times. So anyway, that is coming up for you. And I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I look forward to reading for you in another video. See you later. All right, we have number 4 here. Okay, number four. So number 4, let me shuffle your cards and see what comes through. What comes through for you. So let's see what is on the horizon for love for number 4. Wow. All right. Okay. This is very interesting. Let me show you. You're concerned that it's not going to happen, that something's not going to happen, that you just have a lot of worries, you just overanalyze and overthink things too much. Stop doing that, because, 10 of Cups. You have 3 of Wands, and then this is all the worry that I was talking about with the 10 of Wands. Okay, so the 10 of Wands, let's start with that. The 10 of Wands talks about worries and fears that exist mainly in your head. It can talk to the fact that you may have anxiety. I know I do mention that a lot, so some of you may experience that more so these days than other moments in your life, possibly. Okay. And the reassuring thing, though, is that, hello, you have an opportunity coming in, and it's like you're almost blinded to this opportunity. There is love coming your way. In fact, you'll have a little bit of a choice. You have a few different suitors. There even might be someone coming from a foreign land, or someone who is just not from where you're from, who represents a different culture altogether, and who may even speak a different language. So I don't know if that resonates, if you're going on a trip, or someone might be coming on a trip towards you in your direction, but there is definitely opportunity for love. And the 10 of Wands, well, yes, that talks about all this worry about things not working out. but it looks like things will be working out. It looks like this opportunity is coming, that it's going to be long lasting. You have the Ten of Cups here, and the Ten of Cups is a beautiful card of, just a celebration, and just like that beautiful kind of cups I associate with love. So there's this association with love and celebration and just being with others and having this abundance of emotional well-being here, right? So you are going to be very happy this year coming in, basically your worries are going to turn into this, right? Let's even get this out of here. We don't even need it anymore. We're just sticking with these cards because this card is weighing you down. These anxieties, these worries, remember, they're all in your head. They are all in your head. Here's another person who says, oh, is it not going to work out? Am I going to be alone? It's not going to happen. A lot of negative thinking, right? But the thing is that, what's coming to you is so powerful. It's going to override a lot of your negative thinking processes, right? So you'll have positive, loving vibrations coming towards you. A lot of great opportunity coming towards you. Beautiful union, adventure, fun, passion, excitement, even travel that might be on the horizon, or someone is traveling to you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, if someone's traveling to you, that the person has to be from too far away, but they're definitely not where you're from. And so they offer a whole new way of looking at things, a whole new way of life, a whole new way of doing things, a lot of excitement and opportunity, like I said, that you never thought was possible. So you're going to see, you know what song comes to mind? A Whole New World from Aladdin. So it's almost one of those situations where Jasmine and Aladdin are not supposed to be a couple, but somehow they end up together, right? Two star-crossed lovers, so to speak. And Aladdin presents Jasmine a whole new way of seeing and being. And so this is what this person is going to do for you that is coming in this year. You're going to be presented with a whole new way of doing things and of even living your life. So that might mean very specifically that in terms of lifestyle, that you will be living somewhere else. Now, it could mean that if you are attached, that you're moving towards somewhere, another stage of development with this person. It could be that there's just a lot of worries about things not working out in the first place, but don't you worry, because it looks really good. So, something is changing. Something is changing. A lot of it's in your head. Maybe a lot of past relationships have prevented you from, seeing it through circumstantial or toxic patterns and behavior, and you're just worried that these things are going to repeat themselves. Maybe you saw certain patterns with the adults in your life when you were a child, and then you were worried that this might happen to you. But I don't see that. And for this year, I see a lot of positivity coming your way. I see a lot of happiness, a lot of excitement, like the fluttery butterfly feeling I'm getting of euphoria. So this could be a brand new beginning for you and your partnership, and you might be actually moving to maybe a home together. You might be moving to a different location, or just trying a different area to just, try changing up your environment, right? When you change up your environment too, you are basically changing your paradigm a little bit. You're changing the way you view your day-to-day life. What you see around you affects how you think psychologically and how you feel emotionally, right? If you're in an environment that you've always known, that same old, you might start to get bored of it. So a change of scenery, change of environment might just be the ticket that you need in order to put yourself in this higher vibrational state where you can sustain a new loving relationship, or renew an already existing one. So this is a really positive year for you. There, what's coming up in love looks certainly very positive to me. I'm I am I feel a sense of relief from a lot of you. Like, oh, thank goodness, thank God. I was so worried about what it was going to be, but, not to worry. I think what I feel is that it seems like everything is going to work out. And I just feel celebration. I hear music. I feel I hear laughter, yummy food, just coming together, cozying up next to each other. Just a lot of fun with one another, understanding, and just leaving all of those worries that were in your head to the wayside. If this is a new relationship and you're not sure about it, and you're in a relationship already, this may very well be the relationship that is steering, you away from your anxieties and your worries based on things that didn't work out in the past. And that could apply, of course, if you're single or attached. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I look forward to reading for you in the next video. See you later. All right, number 6. Number 6 is very curious. The Spirit is telling me one card. And if you're new to my channel, I can tell a lot of information just through one card. I don't necessarily need the cards in order to channel. It just adds an extra little bit of a bonus. We're going to go ahead, though, and pull out one card and see which one it is, and we'll see what information we get for what is coming up for you in love. I'm going to close my eyes for this one. Oh, wow. Perfect. Wonderful. Were you worried? The 2 of Cups. Now, you may have some problems and some kinks to work out if you're in a relationship already or not. And if you're single, whether you're single or you're attached, you have a perfect union coming into play. So whether you are single and attached, this year is going to bring you into union with your person. This looks like it's the one. So it looks like it's this year where that person is really coming towards you. That's super exciting. Really, really exciting. Because I feel like you kind of haven't been able to get a good break in the past, where you wanted this relationship and you tried to manifest it for so long and it just felt like it wasn't coming, and then COVID happened, and then we're just stuck and you can't really meet anyone. And so what's coming up for you is this perfect alignment with another person. If you believe in the theory of the twin flames, this could be your twin flame. It could just be a soulmate. If you're not so into the twin flame theory, don't worry about it. Take what resonates. But basically, this person is your person. This is the person. This is the person you're going to, this is marriage material, this person. This is what I see coming up this year. So there were a couple of you who are talking about marriage material here, but especially for you, you're coming into this beautiful alignment with someone that is just kind of like the mirror to your soul. They just match you perfectly. They just seem, it's almost like this person is just made for you. They feel the same about you. You are in tune and in line with each other. You may even hear each other's thoughts and read each other's thoughts from a distance. You may know when the other one is calling. You may know when the other one is thinking about you. You may dream about this person a lot, whether you've met them or not. You're just very linked to each other telepathically, psychically. You are both very linked empathically as well. So this is a really, really beautiful romantic union coming up. I'm really excited for you. This is going to be just a beautiful year where you can finally, I feel like you've worked very hard for this. So you can finally enjoy, the fruits of your labor. You can finally enjoy experiencing this relationship, this romantic, beautiful relationship and union with another person that you've wanted for so long, or that you've wanted to work out for so long. But I feel like for many of you, you are single, or you have just started something new. That doesn't apply to everyone, of course, within this group coming in, but for many of you it does. What is important to remember for all of you is that whoever this person is, whether they're in your life currently or not, it looks like they are the one. Now, of course, always use your intuition first when you're determining whether that makes sense or not, okay? But at least that's what I see right now, that this person looks like they would be the perfect candidate or potential for a more committed relationship down the line, if you're not in one already. In just a moment, I'm going to sip my water. This will be a very healing relationship for you both. You'll both have come maybe in the past from relationships that were abusive. And so if you look at, I believe it was reading number 1, that reading might have been you in the past. If you're interested, you can check it out. But if it doesn't call to you, then you don't have to look at number 1. But for you both, you have come from toxic relationships, possibly, things that didn't work out, just sort of these really annoying, frustrating scenarios with others that were, you weren't aligned with them, in line and aligned. And this relationship will be very healing for your communication abilities, because not only are you going to be able to speak the same language in terms of your language of love, you'll just get each other, you'll just sort of almost think the same way, and you'll be able to read each other's thoughts, like I said, and pick up on each other's emotions. So this is going to be a very intuitive relationship where each of your, guess what, psychic abilities will grow when you are together rather than apart. Oh my goodness, and I'm feeling that a lot of you have not been able to speak your truth in the past. And this is changing all of that. You're going to come into this union where you get to freely express yourself openly and be vulnerable to someone who is also expressing themselves openly and being vulnerable to you, where there's an equal share and there's an equal back and forth and there's an equal give and take. This is a very beautiful union. This is like the perfect union. This is almost like the most envious type of union, the most sought after type of union. This is, I think, fairy tale romance. You're really, really very, very blessed, the both of you, to be able to find each other in this lifetime, because people dream of being in the kind of union that you are going to start or in or about to, really create this year, or that you will be attracting to you. And it's 7:44 right now where I am, which is a message that you are coming into spiritual union with another. 44, I always think of that number as being angels surround us. I love seeing 44, and I tend to see it a lot. 7, of course, being a very spiritual number, and to do with inner reflection and inner life, anything to do with spirituality would be number 7. And so 7:44, it's like, the angels are surrounding this very spiritual union between the both of you, and you're coming into that alignment together. and it's like this almost rose in the middle. I think it's a rose. It looks like a rose. I'm not sure. Some kind of flower in the middle. Let's see. Right? I'll say it's a rose. We'll say it's a rose. Rose being a very romantic flower, of course, and so there's beyond just coming into a beautiful spiritual union. It's almost like your rose, the rose of this relationship, the rose of love is finally blossoming, and there will be a lot of just a beautiful gentleness between the two of you, beautiful softness, beautiful kind of soft love, romantic love. Not so much passion all the time, because that doesn't necessarily represent your personalities, but of course there will be some passion, of course, do not worry about that. But in general, this is a soft, beautiful, very spiritual union, and you're going to be linked body, mind, and soul. Very, very a strong divine connection. That is beautiful. So that is what's coming up for you in love within the year. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I look forward to reading for you in a future video. See you later.